everyone, it's Rare Klein and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is season 7 episode 6 slash fiction slash fiction. If you're new here, I do like a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. This was something I did remember from this season. I did remember when I realized we were doing Leviathans this season, is that at some point the Leviathans pretend to be the brothers, which like makes sense. Like, this is what the Leviathans do. They can like impersonate, or I guess take possession of someone else's body if they have some part of DNA. So it's something that makes sense, and it's like entertaining and a good storyline. But what I thought it was later in the season, like midway through the season, and this is the 6th episode, so it's pretty early. And so like I just always thought it was like more middle of the season. And I feel like it makes more middle of the season because this is like a good idea to do. Like, this is a smart idea and it's a good episode. And a part of me feels like they played it too early. And now, you know, you can't ever do it again. And I don't think they do it, or at least to not this extent. Again, I can't remember a lot of things this season. I feel like, I don't know if it makes sense to have it this early. But they did. And actually this episode's like really fun, and right now it's on my top list. But obviously I think that will change. I do see it ending up on the top 5 list, but I don't think it's gonna be like top 3 unless it is. I really can't remember this season. But I feel like this episode was just like fun. Like, them pretending to be the Winchesters. It's so jarring, but it's something where it's like, you know, in the end, like what they were doing, like this is not real life. So like it's okay that they were killing all the people because it's not real life, and it's entertaining, and it like something that like makes sense. And then that whole scene when they were going to that guy that Bobby recommended, you know, because they're out to get them again. That scene's just funny and iconic. And then them with when they were fighting them at the end, I guess that last scene. Also, this episode we discovered what the weakness is for the Leviathans, which also felt too early. Like, I didn't realize we were there yet, but I think it makes sense more so with the writers, because we had this Leviathan, and he was only gonna hold for too much longer, and we kind of had to figure out what to do. And again, like, if you're watching Supernatural for the first time, the thing is that the weakness is this like cleaning supplies, and it's like one of the not saying it's like a dumb idea, but it's like so dumb. Like, I don't know like why they decided that. Like, I don't know if it's like the writers were like, oh my god, we need to figure out what the weakness is for the Leviathans, and they were coming with ideas. Maybe they spent hours and hours, all these writers. I mean, I don't know how many writers are on the Supernatural team, like maybe 10, whatever. They're coming up hours and hours, coming up what could be the weakness of Leviathans, right? And they like came up with this idea because they couldn't come up with anything better. It's not like this is like the best idea that they possibly could be, like makes the most sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is it the borax? Why is it the cleaning supply? So I really think that they were just coming up with ideas, and this was the best that they could do. But it's not a good idea. I don't know. It's just so random. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, that is the solution. And we discovered this episode, and I, again, feel like it's a little bit early to discover what their weakness is. But I think that's the thing, is like, it's their weakness, but I don't know if it actually kills them, because that's the thing, when they cut off the head, you know, he had Jody like take the head very far away, because I don't know, maybe there's a chance like they would come back. So I think it's like a very good weakness, but it isn't something where that kills them yet. But I know there's something at the end of the season that they figure out how to send them back to purgatory, right? So that's like another thing. But I think they needed to come up with something now, and it just like doesn't really make sense. In the end, like, this episode was like really fun and everything, and despite me thinking like this episode was too soon, or discovering the weakness is too soon, like, it was a fun episode. And it was something where they're tying it's like, is it episodic or serialized? And I felt like now in later seasons we get like episodic episodes, but they feel more serialized. So it's some way, which actually I feel like it would be an episode that I would show someone out of the blue. Like, you don't need to know too much that's happening, right? But I feel like these episodes are like you can get by not knowing too much about everything, I guess. And I feel like the episodic part of it comes first because it was like something with start to finish. They were able to end whatever people that were impersonating it. So it did go a little bit more episodic than serialized, but it was still super serious. And I think like for the rest of Supernatural, like episodes that are episodic are more serialized, and that's just kind of the way that that works. And I think like this episode was strong and it worked, and it goes, is what I'm saying is that season 7 the writing is becoming stronger again, and so we like that. And Crowley was in a scene, so he's back. Is this the first time we see him in season 7? It might be maybe one other episode we see in the first episode of season 7, I can't remember. And so it's something where it's like, this is a character we liked, or at least I think we like. I don't know, they kind of ruined Crowley's character, I feel like, a little bit in season 6, but they're bringing him back. And obviously I feel like he does have a role to play because he was the one that kind of got the Leviathans out. But I thought he like, is this the season where he becomes more in their team? Like, I can't recall, but we're gonna see it. So yeah, it was kind of weird he had like one scene. So I'm gonna end here, but hopefully, comment below your thoughts, and thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.